So, in West Philadelphia,
Yeah.
I was born and raised. I don't know what's so funny, Sam. On a playground where, I spent most of my days. Chilling out, maxing out cool. Every once in a while shoot some b-ball. I was at school. And then a couple of guys, they just looked like they were up to no good. And then they started making trouble, in our neighborhood. And I got one little fight. My mom got scared. And then she's like, "You move with your auntie and uncle in Bel Air."
That was a great story.
I know. And I definitely...
So what brought you to Sioux Falls from Bel Air?
Love.
Oh, okay. Nice. All right, this is KMS 10 at 10. Live every Friday. We're here to give you guys your digital marketing updates for the week. And so, I'm Ashley Anning, digital specialist.
And I'm Luke Majerus, also a digital specialist.
I'm talking about Pinterest and Snapchat today.
I will be talking about Amazon and AdWords. We wanted to thank everyone that was able to come out to our training events last week. We had a good turnout. It went well.
Yeah, Sioux Falls on Monday and Rapid City on Friday. So thanks, especially Rapid City since it snowed out there. You guys braved the tough roads. So thanks, everybody.
And don't forget, if you want to get notified every time we go live, like us, and then every Friday at 10 o'clock, you'll get a notification that, hey, Kimi is live. Check us out. So.
Hey.
All right, so my first... topic is about Amazon's web hosting service. I bet a bunch of you guys have heard about this. On Tuesday, a number of websites became unavailable after their service went down unexpectedly. And I didn't look into specifically what it was, but apparently it was a typo and some of the code that shut down for a lot of websites. They were saying tens of thousands of websites for the majority of the day on Tuesday. Amazon Web Services is a giant provider of the back end of the majority of websites. Big ones as Netflix, Spotify, Pinterest, BuzzFeed, and like I said, tens of thousands of other sites were affected. I know personally for us, I know personally for Sam, he had some troubles with our email server and trying to get that going, but now everything's taken care of and figured out. But and they're saying it didn't quite break the internet, but it came pretty close.
Yeah, well, I can't remember the number they said on the news this morning, but they had lost like a ton of money in business.
Yeah.
So, and it's because one person made a typing error. And so I feel really bad for that one person because I doubt they have a job at Amazon anymore.
Yeah. There's like people when people hear Amazon, they just assume, or I know for me, I just assume that it was just where you go buy stuff online. But yeah, they have a lot of other services. So
cool. Well, our next topic is Pinterest, promoted pins specifically, and I wanted to bring up that they brought out promoted pins last summer, 2 summers ago now. And so they slowly started rolling it out. It was like a new feature, very beta, very limited targeting features. But now that it's growing, they're expanding into Ireland, Australia, and New Zealand. You might be thinking, like, whatever, who cares, like, we're in the U.S. But that's a really good news because that means, like the promoted pins are working, like, Pinterest is really bringing in revenue from it, and so they're continuing to grow. And I think they're doing it really smart where they're doing it very slowly instead of, we have Twitter, on the other hand, or other platforms that try to, like, throw out all these different advertising features, and it just doesn't work, and then they kind of have to clean up. And so Pinterest, I think, is doing it smart where they're kind of really going very slowly about their advertising. And they say that promoted pins work for businesses and people because it's making it easier for brands to reach people who are looking for inspiration from credible sources. And the ads on Pinterest don't get in the way of what people are doing. They actually help them get things done. And I use Pinterest. I'm not like a huge Pinterest user, but I have seen ads on there, and it's not overwhelming. There's not too many ads, and it does always seem like they're pretty relevant to me. They're never just completely just out of the blue and don't make sense. So I think Pinterest is doing a really good job with their advertising, and it's not too much right now. And I wanted to point out that Pinterest right now has more than 150 million worldwide users in Pinterest each month, 150 million users. And they said that Ireland and New Zealand specifically grew with active users by 25% last year, and Australia by 20%. So that's why they are expanding into those areas, because they're growing really quickly. So what are your thoughts on promoted pins?
I think they do. I think they're great. I don't
use Pinterest. Are you planning for your wedding on Pinterest right now?
I will say I used Pinterest to find out what Taylor wanted for her engagement ring.
Okay.
That, and then also I've every once in a while look for recipes to make for food to make. Other than that, I don't use.
I do like it for recipes. I think sometimes I've actually used Pinterest because I have it on my phone. I won't say I use the app too much, but I have it on my phone that, like, if I'm in the store, say, like, right after work, and I'm like, oh, I don't really know what I want for dinner, and I'll kind of scroll the recipes and be like, oh, that looks good. How many ingredients does it need? Oh, 20, I won't be making that. But if it's like 5, I would buy those, make the recipe.
All right, my next topic is about AdWords. If you guys heard us talking just recently, and also they announced it last summer, that AdWords had expanded text ads. It just made you able to put more characters, more words in your text ads for your SEM campaigns. Now they're saying that they could be even more expanded. They are testing to double the number of characters in the description. Right now there's 2 headlines, and I believe it's 35 characters each, and then a description, which is 80 characters. You can put whatever you want. They're testing that they're going to have another description, 80 character. So it's going to be doubling what you can put in the description. That just recently was announced, not even announced, it's just that it was seen by other advertisers, and they kind of shared it online.
Yeah.
I know the big thing is when the expanded text ads came out originally, they said that it was doubling CTR, and now there's been mixed reviews of how actually they've been doing. So I know people are they're all for change, but they want to make sure that this is the right thing to do, and that putting more information is going to be too much. But
when I think, like, with expanded text ads, when they first rolled out, people, normal internet users, not marketers, like, saw them and was like, oh, what the heck, like, it has so much more information, and that probably, like, spiked the clicks at first because people were curious, like, why does this look different? And it probably caught their attention, whereas now they're used to it and they're like, okay, the ads just have more information in them. And I think with marketers or brands, we just need to be smarter with the information we're putting in it, and I don't feel like we necessarily need to use all the characters just because it's provided.
Yeah.
It's the information that you're putting in your ads. Is it relevant? Is it pertinent to that search?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and another thing just to emphasize, they're testing it right now, so not everyone. I checked, we didn't have access to this. So they're just testing it out and see how it goes, and then. But more likely, when they do test things, they roll it out eventually. Yeah.
Cool. All right, so our last topic today is Snapchat. We all know that they went public this week, and on the first day, their stock soared by 44%, and they valued the company at $28 billion.
I think we were putting in an office pool. We're all going to try and buy it.
Oh, we are? Okay, nice.
Just bring a few million.
So they were saying that the share price, the company's share price, rose by 41%, and it started at the guide price at $17, and it went to $24. So that's how it valued at $28 billion. And so I wanted to talk about this because they are a serious rival with Facebook. Obviously, we know that. Like, Facebook starts doing the same things that Snapchat is doing. They're kind of like mimicking each other. I kind of feel like Facebook is mimicking Snapchat more than Snapchat is mimicking Facebook. But they did say that 158 million people use Snapchat every day, and they create about 2.5 billion snaps. And so the user number is less than Facebook, but the average user age is younger, and they spend about 30 minutes a day on the service. And I do know they recently calculated for Facebook, the average time a day is about 20 minutes, whereas Snapchat is 30 minutes. So kind of see the difference there. But if it's a younger crowd, maybe they have more time, whereas like older crowd, maybe they're working. I don't know. But they did say Facebook is valued, so Snapchat valued at $28 billion. Facebook is valued at $393 billion. But I still think that's pretty serious. Okay, that's a huge difference in how they're valued, but Facebook is sees them as a serious rival. So that's pretty interesting.
Yeah.
So I think that's all I had about Snapchat. What are your thoughts on that?
I don't know. I just see that
buy some stock?
It's gonna be. No, we'll buy some stock. It's just gonna be a long battle between the two, and the way it kind of I feel like it has gone for not just between Facebook and Snapchat, just Facebook versus everyone else.
Yeah.
Facebook has kind of been prevailing.
Yeah.
I think these guys or Snapchat is going to be is getting big enough that they won't be able to actually completely shut them down. But they just need to. They're doing a good job of chipping into that audience and stealing them back onto Facebook. But
do you think that the platforms will slowly begin to look even more like each other? Like I know Instagram and Facebook now have similar things to Snapchat. Do you think Snapchat will try and incorporate any of like the Facebook or Instagram elements?
Well, and see, I think they need to be careful about that on getting too similar, because that's where people are going to start to divide, because I think there's a lot of people that use Snapchat and Facebook right now, whereas if it gets too similar, you know, like we have your live stories that you can put on Snapchat, and now you can put them on Instagram, and now you can put them on Facebook. Well, people are going to start choosing one or the other platform, you know, like they're not going to start putting it on all three. And if it's so similar, like why are people going to use all three platforms? And it's like, I feel like that's where, you know, other apps have died, like Vine. Like, why are we putting videos on Vine when you can easily put videos on Facebook? You know, like that's why certain apps die, is because they're too similar to where you can get that same feature elsewhere. Whereas why Snapchat did so wonderful is because it was this disappearing snap. It was interesting, and they continue to like innovate themselves of like the stories, and you know, now you can pull up news, and they're doing different things, and the filters and all that. Whereas like if Facebook continues to mimic them, they're gonna start losing users at some point, one or the other. So they have to stay different in some way. I think, my personal opinion.
Good question, Sam. Well, that's all we got for this week. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, ask questions. Like us on Facebook if you want to stay notified. We'll eventually upload this to YouTube. Our YouTube is the Key Media Solutions. We'll upload this eventually.
Check any platform you find us, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's the gist of it. Right on.
I'm Luke.
I'm Ashley.
Back to my story from the beginning.
Oh, yeah, tell me about the basketball, and you moved.
I pulled up to the house about 7 or 8, and I yelled to the cab, "Yo home, smelly lighter." And then I looked at my kingdom, and I'm like, oh, I'm finally here. And I finally get to sit on my throne.
Because you are.
I know what it's 7.